It is a beautiful Saturday afternoon here in the garden, and I want to work a little bit today on the tomatoes. Specifically, I'm going to be doing some pruning. I've got a lot that are starting to kind of fall over, and I want to focus a lot on, I have one plant over there with some blossom end rot, and there's a couple ways that you can help mitigate that. It's usually a sign of calcium. I'll get you a little closer look on what I'm talking about. So it's all focused around this one Roma plant. And you can see right there, it's not the first one that has had this happen on this plant. All the other ones are doing pretty good. You can see all the big boys, I mean, no issues whatsoever. They're strong and healthy. But one of the things that you can do is calcium, like I was saying, and you could do a number of things. A lot of things I just read on the internet. You could even use sidewalk chalk. You can do different minerals. It's just calcium. What I'm going to do today is eggshells. So I have just this morning's breakfast eggshells, and I'm just going to crush them up and put them along the base of them. Probably gonna attract flies and whatnot, but just as simple as crushing them here, and then I'll water them in just a little bit. And as I was saying, none of the other plants are having any issues, so I'm just gonna really try to focus along this edge here. And that's one right, using your trash. Even though it's messy, minerals will be a lot cleaner to use, but use what you got. I was looking for sidewalk chalk. It is more than likely packed away somewhere. Since we're looking at moving, half the stuff in the house is packed away, but I had trash. So let me give you a look. Just what I did. All it is just eggshells. This is just rich in calcium. I water here on the top, and it won't be an immediate result, but it'll just eventually soak down into the soil and go up into the plant and hopefully stop that from happening. So yeah, so now the next step we're going to do is just water it in. I don't need to water my garden, and it's, you can see it is fully irrigated, so I don't have to use a bucket. But I just want to do this little spot just to get all, whatever remaining yucky egg yolk gunk, get the flies away as much as possible. And here we go. Like I said, it rained yesterday, so I don't want to do too much crazy, but just want to get this stuff watered in and get all the nastiness off. And it's as simple as that. And hopefully, just that little bit's gonna enrich some calcium in the soil and start to end the rot at the ends of these. But I'm gonna go ahead and start pruning a little bit and trimming a little bit. So everybody has their own different rules on how they prune their tomatoes. And that's an easy rule. You get rid of the junk. But do you get rid of the suckers? Do you trim only the ground so nothing's touching the bottom? Indeterminate versus determinate. Me, if I had to follow a rule, I would say I don't prune my determinates like the Romas. They only have a certain lifespan. I want them to grow and flourish as much as possible. And then my determinates, like my cherries, tomatoes over there, the better boys that I have on this side, I will, especially when I start seeing stuff like this, I'll start doing a lot of pruning, not getting the nitrogen as much, especially here on the bottom. You can see yellowing of the leaves, and I'll start pruning that stuff off. And you can see, well, not really much because I did prune earlier, but anything that's just going downwards, especially when it just comes off in your hand. But a lot to do. You want good airflow underneath so you don't get those diseases. And then if you do start seeing any form of disease, you want to cut that out as much as possible. because you don't want it to spread, especially when you have multiple plants similar next to each other. They can easily just jump from one plant to another. So I'm just going to do a couple cleaning ups, and then I have a lot of these. I'm gonna just go ahead and tie up to my cages here, because, you know, give another day. You can see it's already kind of starting to fall outward into the garden bed, and that's all around, especially the tomatoes on the, or the cherries. You know, they'll be sprawled all the way out to probably out here. At least that's what happened last year. I did no pruning and bad tying up, and you know, they got 6 feet tall. I mean, these are already almost 6 feet tall right here, and they'll just start leaning over. This doesn't really come all the way out to about here, and that makes it annoying to pick, annoying to walk. So I'm just gonna start cleaning up a little bit. So this is the guy I like to I like to tie down with. It's pretty simple to use. It's just a tape gun, staples it all together. So this is the one I'm gonna show you right here. You can see this is just falling out, and it's starting to grow higher than the cage itself, and eventually, you know, this is just gonna completely lean like that. So I want to tie it as high as I can against this cage, just so that at minimum crosses down. So I'm going to try to see if I can do this one-handed. So you just wrap the tape around one side, and then get it around on the other like this. Then you just squeeze down, and there you have it. And then to get more tape out, you push it together with no force. You do one click like that, and that extends the tape out again. And then let's say I wanted to do another one. It doesn't hurt to have multiple. You just do a full squeeze there. Bam, problem solved. I have a lot to do, so let me put the camera down. It's a lot quicker. All right, so we look pretty good. You can see everything's tied up around the top as high as I can, and you can already tell nothing is starting to come out, so I'll go in as high as it possibly can and not out into the garden bed. So now what we do, start pruning a little bit. And like I was saying earlier, anything dead or dying, like this guy right here, I'll just do a quick snap and just clean up. You want airflow. Like this one right here, the Roma, doesn't get a whole lot of airflow. That could be very susceptible for something, some kind of fungus disease to come in and just take over the whole plant. So a decent amount of airflow in between will definitely help. So what I'll do is I'm gonna do this one. You wanna focus on the suckers, and here's kind of an idea of what, if you could see here. So you have a stem right here coming from the bottom, and we've got 3 different branches coming right here. This will be your sucker. Now, if I let this grow, it may eventually turn into something that would be holding tomatoes like this right here, but more than likely it's just gonna be sucking energy from the plant, because you can see the tomatoes tend to grow pretty close to the main vine, the main stalk that's coming from the ground. They will eventually grow on one of these, but then you're just gonna have something that's completely going out of control. It's gonna look like those grapes over there. And I just don't wanna maintain all that. So what we're gonna do is just clean up a little bit, so throughout the season, you can focus energy more on the growing these guys and not on growing this guy. That's what I would consider to be a decent pruning. You can see, just cleaned out, got a lot of the mess down here, a lot of the suckers and just the junk. It won't never do anything, just suck nutrients. out of soil, and you can see I didn't hack it to pieces. You know, still plenty. I got another thing I have to tie up that I found. But yeah, good airflow underneath now, so no risk of really anything coming from the soil I don't want. I wasn't gonna cut this guy. Normally I would, anything pointing downward, but it's got a tomato on it. So yeah, just redirect him up there. Well, there we go. That's about it for tomatoes. I've got a whole lot more to do. But one down. I will show you this one thing here first. The bees. They have finally arrived, and I thank it all to this plant. Because just walking here, 1, 2, there's 3, there's 4, there's 5 back there. We have 6, we got 7 flying back there. Oh, there's 8, there's another one. And just looking at my sunflowers, I saw about a dozen just flopping around the sunflowers. And that's why, I mean, the tomatoes, they don't need them. They're self-pollinated just by the wind. But that's why, if you look at my melons now, they do need pollinators. I've got 1. I've got 2. It might not have gotten pollinated, but this one did. There's another one. So my cantaloupe's doing incredible. I haven't even looked back there or all through this, but so that's it for today's chores in tomatoes. As you probably could tell, I have a lot that I need to actually pick, and for anything like that, I get the kids involved. All right, don't forget your bucket.
We're gathering fruit.
What are we gathering?
Tomatoes.
Tomatoes?
Tomatoes.
Tomatoes from the garden?
Tomatoes. And maybe some other stuff.
Maybe some other stuff? Okay, we'll take a look. See what other stuff we have. I see a lot of tomatoes ready though.
Yeah. You get the tomatoes.
You want me to get it?
Yeah, I'll hold the bucket.
You're gonna get the bucket? Okay, good. Teamwork makes the dream work.
I can get that other big one.
You're gonna get that big one? Here, I'll hold that bucket for you.
You hold the bucket and I'll grab the tomatoes. That one's kind of ready, but no.
Yeah, not, well, yeah, we'll wait for it.
It's a little too green right there.
Ooh, we got a couple here that's ready.
This one?
Yeah, we can get that one. Perfect.
Oh, there's 2 in the back.
There are. Can you reach them or you need me to get them?
You get them?
Okay, I'll go get them.
I'll get this one while we wait.
Alrighty.
This one's not that close to be ready.
No. Gosh, there's a couple actually back here. Let me grab this one.
See a lot of tomatoes.
I see a lot of cherry tomatoes. I know.
You hold
Yep,
that.
I have it. All right, you want to get the ones on the bottom and I'll get the ones on the top?
No, I'm going to get all of them.
You're going to get all of them? Okay.
We're going to see how much I can hold.
We've got a collection.
Oh, these 3 are ready.
Yeah, you can go ahead and grab them all.
Oh,
Whoop.
it's okay. Do you wash them at the end?
Yep.
So it's okay.
We are indeed. There's another one.
This one is. There's one in the back.
Yep. Oh, I see some down low too.
Yeah.
You may get those?
Yeah, I'll get this one.
Okay.
I'll grab some.
I'll get this back
I'm gonna
here.
get Sunny back here. Oh, a lizard!
A lizard?
Yeah, they went in the plants.
Oh.
Is that kind of like a gray and bluish?
Yes, I get every tomato, even the one that fell way back here. I'll fight through the spiders. Ooh, there's a lizard right there. Oh, now it's on the fence. You see it? There it goes. You see how many cantaloupes we have? Remember? That's your big one right there. But there's another one. Where did I see it earlier? Ah, that's right. It's hanging right here. And then there was more down there too.
Yeah. See if we can find
All
one.
right. Now what do we check?
Hmm?
What do you want to check now?
Back here.
Back here?
There should at these tall flowers.
No, do you remember
I
what they're
see-
called?
I forgot.
Sunflowers,
Yeah, I was thinking of that. I was right.
because they look like the sun.
Yeah.
All right, so we'll check the peppers, because I don't think we have any zucchini yet. Let's see. Nope. No zucchini yet. All right, so these, here, why don't you hold the camera? Let's see if I can just get this. There we go. Thank you. And
Sounds green, but it's okay.
it's supposed to. These stay green, so these right here are gonna change color. So when those turn orange, or start to look like they're turning orange, we're gonna pick those.
What about that one?
I'll let that one get a little bit bigger before we pick it.
Mm.
I think that's it. Anything else you see we need to pick?
I see orange is green.
Yeah. You wanna say goodbye?
Bye.